in your personal life. Leaders know this. And business executives says that the most important element of a potential employee are the most important elements of a potential employees are 5% availability, 5% adaptability, 10% ability, 10% appearance, and 70% attitude. So 5% speaks of their availability, 5% of their adaptability, 10% of their ability, 10% of their appearance, and 70% speaks of the person's attitude. You see, a right attitude can make up for what you and I lack in resource. A right attitude can make up for what we may lack in resource. Many people in the past have accomplished great things without resource other than a positive attitude of faith. So they might not have been the most learned person. They might not have had the educational qualifications. But because they demonstrate to someone that their attitude is right, and not only that they'll be willing to learn, it opens up doors that is beyond their and mine imagination. Listen, we cannot tailor-make the situation of our lives. Can you? You can't tailor-make. Because I tell you, if I was able to tailor-make the situations of my life, problem out, struggles out. You mean I'm tailor-making the situations of my life, difficulties out. I would tailor-make it so that it would be able to please me just the way that I want it. But you or I, we cannot tailor, and this is going to help people even back in your past. Because there's a lot of people around, even under the hearing of my voice, that you're being haunted by your past. You know? Well, ladies and gentlemen, can I present to you, you cannot do anything at all now about the past. The past is. You've got to learn to deal with now and onward. But there's little that you can do about the past more than to make sure that you have learned some lessons. Remember last week I talked about what seems to be your problem can become your blessing, or stumbling block can become stepping stones. Amen. Come with me. Listen, you know, you might have been young and you might have had a one night out, and out of it you've got a baby, and the baby is here now. You can't do nothing about it. It doesn't mean, Preach Thomas, that you can live the rest of your life being worried and beaten up on yourself and being downtrodden by other people because of something you did in the past. I'm about to release somebody here. There's nothing. Oh, I've made mistakes in the past, haven't you? And there's nothing that I can do about them. But hopefully I have learned, so as I proceed towards life, I make the necessary adjustments. Woo. Because otherwise than that, we will never prosper in our attitude, because we are always going to be all prisoners of somebody else. And they are just so blessed to regurgitate your past, to have it flung right up in your face as if they don't have what. What I'm talking about today, we are going to cultivate a winner's attitude. Why? Because God you're built to last. Come on, children of God. So you cannot tailor-make the situations of your life, but we can tailor-make the attitude to fit them as they arrive. Are you with me? Come. You can't tailor-make the situation. Is anybody here that situation just take you sometime and you just don't know why, how? You know, I always use the one, you know, when it comes like for income tax. You know, I mean, my personal philosophy or my view of income tax, I thought that they should allow me to work and then allow me to give them some out of it. How many people would be so blessed for that today? I know you would be. I know you would be. Because did you know that this was one of the benefits that David had if he killed Goliath? You think it was just by marrying Saul's daughter? One of the benefits that David was going to have for killing Goliath is that he wouldn't pay tax for a year. He's smart. Come on, somebody. But here you go. You'd have thought that, you know, one of these things, situation, you'd have thought like, I wish I could tailor make the situation that I earn, I do my own deduction, and then what is left after the deduction, which will be anything, and then I pay the inland revenue. The inland revenue is so much smarter. They know they would not get anything. So they decide to take theirs first. So we cannot tailor make the situations. So since I realize that I can't tailor make the situation with the inland revenue, I must now have a positive attitude of how am I going to spend and deal with what is left? Because I can't change the first part of it because the chancellor and they're going to take it anyhow. So I've got to now make and develop my attitude. What and how will I be able to utilize what is left, because you can't change what is ahead of it. But you can tailor-make your attitude how to fit these things when they arrive. Here is how to tailor-make your attitude. So here is how we tailor-make our attitude. A, I believe it is not what happens to you, but what happened. I believe it is not what happened to you, but what happened in you that matters. Oops. It is not what happened to you, but what happens in you. It has been said that what is before us and what is behind us cannot be compared with what is within us. What is before us and what is behind us, they are insignificant with what is within. So we can see it's not just what happened to us that matters then, but it's what happened in us. Because it is in us that we begin to make the decision of how we will deal with what happened to us. Oh, come on. You know, some people are in a rage before it even happened. They've made up their mind already how they're going to deal with the situation even before the situation takes place. In them, it begins to happen before it happened to them. The second point is that we need to stop blaming something or someone else for our attitude. You got to hear me. And this is not comfortable, but I'll stay with you. You got to stop blaming something or someone. Please hear me this morning before